incarceration. Mass incarceration. Exactly. What is it? Does it affect us? Are we affected by it? Mass incarceration. Let's take a look inside. Some people don't want us to see it.
That's what they deserve. Out here robbing and stealing. Some people don't want to work for anything. They deserve everything they get. They disgust me. Lock them away. Throw away the keys. They are all the same. They can never be changed.
See, I'm part of the population that you are taught to hate. I've been labeled a criminal. My father was in prison, and I'm not excusing my mistake. But does the punishment really fit the crime? I feel like I got 5 years for the crime and 15 years for the color of my skin. Amen. And as I look into this jail cell, 90% of the people in here look like me. I'm not excusing the crime, but does the punishment really fit the crime? This mass incarceration, all my life, I've been labeled different because I grew up in the ghetto. And I watched them bust up from the slums of the ghetto into those big, beautiful prisons. It's like I never had a chance. Mass incarceration, does the crime really fit the punishment?
African Americans make up 13% of the U.S. population, but African Americans make up 33% of the prison system. Because of the war on drugs during the civil rights movement, there are more people in prison and jail today just for drugs than was incarcerated in all of 1980. Studies consistently show people of color are more likely to use or sell drugs than whites, but the war on drugs has been waged against exclusively people that are black and brown.
She should have known better, taking the law into her own hands. If it was me, I would have walked away. I know better. I have self-control. It is easy to just walk away. Some people have no self-control. Lock them away. Throw away the key. They are all the same. They can never be changed.
See, I thought he loved me. I thought that's what love was. The more he hit me, the more I thought he loved me. So on Sunday mornings when I came to church and you asked how I was doing, I'm blessed and highly favored, sister. But he kept hitting me. But then he took it to the children. And it's one thing to hit me, but you can't touch my kids. So that day when he kept hitting and I got tired because the church did not address that issue. And I got tired of his blows and he kept hitting me. And for a minute I must have snapped. And just for a minute I must have lost my mind. I can't take it anymore. And I'm not excusing the crime, but now his word against mine, and I'm sitting in this cell, and my kids, they're no longer going to school because there's nobody to take them to school. And the judge said 10%. Just 10%, and I could get out of here, and I'm convicted of a crime, and you haven't even heard my voice. So the prosecution is saying to me, plead guilty, and you can get off. So my kids need their mom, and I must plead guilty. But now I got this thing that's carrying on my neck called felony, and I can't get a job. I can't get public assistance. I'm labeled as a criminal. I thought he loved me when he hit me. Mass incarceration. Does the crime really fit the punishment?
60% of women in jail have not been convicted of a crime or are awaiting trial. Most are of lower incomes and cannot afford cash bail. The jail system demands 10% for bail. 10% may not seem like much to some, but for most, 10% would be half of their income. 40% of the women who are serving long sentences because of drug crimes, in many cases, they were not the leaders of the drug ring. Black women represent 30% of incarcerated women in the United States. There are many women behind bars because of self-defense in an abusive relationship. Who is affected? What happened to the children?
I knew it. Since she was younger, there had been always something wrong with her. Always getting into trouble. Always acting different. We all know she would end up in jail. She's just weird. Lock them away. Throw away the keys. They're all the same. They can never be changed.
So these voices in my head, right? Since I was younger, I can hear these voices telling me to do this or do that. I knew there was something different. So they called me crazy. Shh, mental illness. We can't talk about this. So I tried to be like everybody else, but the more I tried to be normal, I knew there was something that wasn't normal. And the pastors, they told me, just read your scripture and pray it away. But these voices in my head, and it started with little things like me just walking into a place I'm not supposed to be. Now I'm trespassing. Now you're going to lock this mental illness up in a place that's called rehabilitation, but I'm getting no rehab. Now you take all my mental illness and put me back into the street. Mass incarceration, does the punishment really fit the crime?
1.2 million individuals living with mental illness sit in jails every year. Starts with low-level offenses like jaywalking, disorderly conduct, and trespassing. Imagine being trapped in your mind and being locked up with no understanding. Mental illness, the disease we don't want to talk about. It's taboo in many communities. Instead of rehabilitation, the disease is being looked upon without treatment and then sent back to society. Mental illness, shh, it doesn't really exist. Mental illness, is it real?
Told y'all, he just like his dad. Never going to be anything. Been to jail more than once. Some people never learn. Always getting into trouble. Now my tax dollars is wasted while they sit in their prison. Daily, chilling, 3 meals a day. Cable or for free. Lock them away. Throw away the keys. They're all the same. They can never be changed.
First, let me tell you all, I am not my father. I am not a product, I'm a product of that environment, but that doesn't mean I'm guilty. All my life, I watched people cross the street just because of the color of my skin. But I am not what the past has done. The justice system says innocent until proven guilty. But my experience, I've been guilty until I said I was guilty, even though I was innocent. All because of the color of my skin. And then I hear people say, you go in and out of this jail system, you should know better. Everybody is the judge, and everybody say, if it was me, I would know what I would do. But once I made that first mistake, and I went into jail, and I came out and said, I would get my life together. But that thing called felony kept walking behind me. So when I wrote that job application, and it told me they wouldn't discriminate, but I had to check box number 10 and say I had a felony. I know my application went in the trash. Then I tried to get services, and now because I'm an ex-felon, I cannot get no public services. Mass incarceration. Does the punishment really fit the crime? I go into a prison, no rehab. I come out, no second chance. I will tell you, I got sentenced for 5 months, but truth be told, I've been sentenced for life because I can no longer vote. I can no longer get public services. I
Someday, you all have nothing to eat. Your brothers and sisters are bullied because of the clothes they wear to school. There is no father figure. So you connect with the neighborhood drug dealer. He always has food and a nice car. Besides, selling a little weed won't hurt anyone. You get caught, arrested, strike one. You get out. Now at 17, times are still hard. One night, you all are driving by the Walmart. Somebody left the back door open. You see the Pampers and milk and food. You decide to take some home to your mother and your siblings. Once again, you're arrested, strike two. After your release, you're determined to stay out of trouble. At a job, you're supporting your family. You're now in your 30s. Not made a mistake since 18 years old. You get into a relationship. Now, you and your girlfriend are having issues. She tells you to leave, but it's just a mistake. It's just a misunderstanding. You go to her job or to her home to explain and ask her forgiveness. She calls the cops, tell them that you're stalking her. Strike three, you have a mandatory life sentence. Does that make sense? We're not excusing the crime, but does the punishment fit the crime? Is this justice?
They have your freedom, yet jeopardize it and give it to them. They have the same opportunities as everyone else, but always making excuses. Stop saying it's because you are black. Your color has nothing to do with it. It's not a race issue. Stay out of trouble. There are many jobs out there. Obey the law. Lock them away. Throw away the keys. They are all the same. They will never be changed.
I remember hearing my mother and my great-great-grandmother talk about the days of slavery and how they had no freedom and how it was back then. And I remember looking and thanking God that it's not like that today. And I heard of the instances where they couldn't vote, and even when it was given a right to vote, there was stipulation put to it. And because they couldn't read, they couldn't vote. So you have the freedom to vote, but you can't read, so you can't vote. Or maybe your great-grandfather had to have voted for you to vote, but he was a slave, so you can't vote. And that was back in the Jim Crow days, and that doesn't even happen anymore. And then I learned and I got woke and my eyes were open that today in 2018, there are more black men that have been denied the right to vote than in 1872 when the Act of Vote was passed. And in today, there are more African Americans in prison, in probation, on parole than the entire time of slavery in 1850. Let that sink in. In 2018, and people say it's not a black or white thing, it's not a color thing. I'm not excusing the crime. But if we want to believe it or not, we are living in the new Jim Crow.
Yes, yes.
And I always thought that the system was broken. Our justice system was broken. It is not broken. It is doing the very job it was created to do.
That's right.
And it is supposed to be a system for crime control. But if we're honest, it's a system for race control, for social control. There are more African American and people of color and poor people in prison in the United States of America than in the entire world.
That's right.
And I will also say that from 1980 to 2018, the prison population has not doubled, it has not tripled, it has quadrupled since 1980. And when I look in these prison cells, I see people who look just like me. When I do statistics, I see people who look just like me. And then they blame it on the war on drugs, and now And then the Lord reminded me that we're watching right now and we sitting back.
Wow. Sentences are harsher for people of color, especially black men. I repeat, again, African Americans make up 13% of the U.S. population, but 33% of the prison system. Despite using and selling drugs at rates similar to whites, African Americans and Latinos make up 62% of those in prison for drug offenses, which generally carry extreme or mandatory sentences. Sentences for black males are 19.5% longer than those of whites. According to a 2014 report, juveniles of color represent 64% of the juvenile system. Approximately 5.9 million people are not able to vote due to felony convictions. In Florida, Kentucky, and Virginia, more than 1 in 5 black adults is denied the right to vote. So I ask you today, does this sound like justice? Is this fair? Or can we be honest and say it sounds very familiar?
I know he's guilty. He looks guilty. He fits the profile. He has to be guilty. If he wasn't guilty, why would they keep him so long before the trial? Lock him away. Throw away the keys. They're all the same. They can never be changed.
See, I've never been in trouble before. I had one of those mothers that I was more scared of my mother than I was scared of the law. So I did the right thing, because I know if I got in trouble, I'd take me to jail instead of calling my mother, because I knew what was going to happen. But because I fit the profile, because I'm living in this upper class neighborhood, and I have these clothes on, I fit the profile because I don't even deserve to be here. So I must be trying to break into your place. So I must be trying to break into your car. So when the cops was called on me, I was automatically guilty before proven innocent. So as they take me to these bars and I'm sitting and everybody thinks because I can't come home that I'm already guilty. But the judge says 10%, and everybody say it's only 10%. But for my single mom with 3 kids, 10% is more than she can afford. So I'm forced to take a public defender who has 900 other cases and a prosecutor who's telling me just plead guilty and you can go home. But as I look at the prosecutors in the building, in the United States, 95% of prosecutors are white males. Now they're looking at my black face and I'm guilty already. Everybody's saying I'm staying too long. 10%, is that justice? For my counterparts who have money for 10%, they can go home. So is it really fair to the poor and those who are marginalized? Am I guilty because I cannot pay this 10%? And because I can't take it anymore, because I'm innocent in this place, but now you put me in a cell that's really a box, and I'm treated like a caged animal, and I'm screaming that I'm innocent, but you're screaming my color makes me guilty. And I'm in this cage because of a crime I didn't even make. And animals are treated worse than I am. And now because you think I got an attitude, I gotta go into solitary confinement. Now the humans was made to have relationships, but now I got 30 days in this place, and now I'm hearing voices that I didn't hear before, all because I'm black in America. And I'm asking you, does the punishment really fit the crime? Even when I'm innocent, mass incarceration. Are we just sick while the world is watching us incarcerating black and brown people simply because of their color?
Prisons in the United States is $1 million business. It is a business set up to keep the poor and the marginalized behind bars. Most cannot afford the required 10% cash bail. They must sit and wait for a trial date. Some of you may be familiar with the 16-year-old Khalif Fowler. He was charged with robbery, grand larceny, and assault in New York. His bail was $3,000. This was an amount his family could not afford. He was not convicted of the crime, but he was sent to Rikers Island, where he waited 3 years for trial. He was often put in solitary confinement when he was 20 years old. Mind you, he went to jail. He was locked up at 16. When he was 20 years old, his case was dismissed. No trial, no charges, no apology. He had missed his high school, his prom, his graduation, and so much more. In 2015, he hung himself. He could no longer function correctly. A life once filled with potential was lost. Sitting in a prison for a crime he did not commit. Is this justice?
Well, we have a prison ministry at my church. We go to the prison and do Bible studies. We send hygiene items to the prison. We have been doing this for over 50 years. We go to the prisons every month and teach them the Bible. We got together.
So I appreciate when you come behind those walls that make those visits. And I appreciate the Bible studies. And I appreciate the fellowships. I don't appreciate when you say sometimes that you're bringing Jesus to the prison, because truth be told, Jesus is already in the prison. Amen. But I appreciate that you come. But now that I've done my time and I'm getting out, I want to come to your churches and I want to sit on your pews, and I don't want you to pull your purse when you see me. I don't want you to just minister to me behind those bars, because truth is told, when I re-enter into the community, I want to come to your churches. I want to sit on your pews. I want you to invite me into your word. I want you to give this same forgiveness that you come every Saturday talking about in the prison. I want that forgiveness when I come outside. I want you to not treat me like what my record said. I want you to not have your fellowship hour and point to everybody and say, that's the one who was in prison. This is what she did. This is what he did. Because you told me that we serve a forgiving God. And since I've done my time, my sins are forgiven too. So I appreciate you coming into the prisons. I appreciate the Bible studies. But when I come back into society, nobody else accepts me. Everybody else, even family members, don't invite me anymore. The jobs will not hire me. I've been labeled this thing called felon. Nobody else wants me. But I was told I could come to the church. But when I come to the church, you won't even let me sit on your pews. I appreciate you coming behind those bars. But when I walk into your sanctuary, if I get an invitation, if I walk into your sanctuary, don't keep those chains on me. Because I've been told in Christ I am free. So when I walk into your sanctuary, if I get an invitation, I want you to treat me like who God has made me to be if I get an invitation. But I want you to help me fight my cause. I want you to help me fight my cause. I want you to understand how hard it is returning into society. I want you to understand that I've been locked up for years and I don't even know what freedom is. I want you to understand
great that we're going to the prison and that we do prison ministry, but we must also be, I'm sorry. I know this is wrong. I understand it. But this is real. So we're going to finish this, and I understand that maybe some people may be uncomfortable, but this is what's going on in society. If we cannot talk about it in church, if we say we're united with this way, and we're not facing this, that means what we do. It's great that we're going to the prisons and that we do prison ministry. But we must also be aware and accept that when ex-offenders come out, that we have to be there for them. It's very easy for us to be comfortable with ex-offenders when they're behind the bars. But are we going to allow them to sit in our pews? Are we really going to follow Christ? Are we really going to go out there and invite them to our churches? Are we really going to go out there and meet them when they come out? Are we going to help them re-enter into society? Are we going to do what we say we're going to do? Are we going to be united on this one?
Don't lock them away.